I am in love with a country, and that country is Scotland. And I'm also in love with books. So thank you to the adorable Kirsten over at Kirsten Reads for creating the most perfect tag ever, which combines books and Scotland. I'm so ready for this. I got my shirt. We got my two favorite castles, Thistle and the Lion, Loch Ness, Sam Heughan's hometown right here on my chest. Perfect. It's beautiful. I love it. And when I bought it, the girl who was checking me out, she was like, have you ever been to Scotland on holiday? No, I've never been. Is your family Scottish? No, I just really love Scotland. Oh, I see. It is beautiful. So then, how do you feel about England? It's good. This girl was actually really sweet and we ended up talking for like 10 minutes. But the England question threw me. I just wasn't prepared to answer honestly because I do have some issues with it. And I think Scotland should be free from them. The way she asked it was like she was anticipating that I was gonna have a problem with her just because she's English and I love Scotland. So anyway, on with the tag. First up is Irn-Bru, which is a drink I've never had, but it's a super sweet soda type of situation from what I know. And for this topic, you pick a character who is super sweet. For me, that would have to be Jace Garrett from My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. Oh, Jace. He's this nurturing, family-oriented guy. He takes care of animals. He always says and does the right thing. He's responsible. He's beautiful. Oh, Jace. Jace, where are you? Next up is Haggis. Pick a book that you surprisingly loved. Haggis is not something I will ever surprisingly love because I don't eat animal parts. I know, I'm missing out. But I was not expecting to love Illuminae. I thought it was going to be weird and confusing, and it's the best book I've read all year. I'm giving this book away on my channel right now until October 20th. So if you're seeing this after October 20th, 2015, then this doesn't apply. But I just want to let you know, in case you see this before then, you can win a copy of this book. And you really want to read this book. Trust me. Kilts! Pick a character with a unique sense of fashion. Had a little bit of trouble with this one because I couldn't think of anybody who has a very unique sense of fashion. I just decided to go with good old Gatsby because he wears a pink suit and that's a little unusual. Bagpipes. Pick a character with a loud or bold personality. This one was also hard for me because I'm not drawn to those loud, bold characters in the way that I'm thinking of them. So like none of my favorite characters were really jumping out at me. But then I settled on Celaena Sardothien from the Throne of Glass series because she's a teenage assassin. So that's pretty bold. It counts. Saltire, which is the Scottish flag. Pick a book that makes you proud of your country. Wait, what? Scotland isn't really my country? In that case, I would have to say The Summer Garden by Paulina Simons, which is the third book in the Bronze Horseman series. I have many issues with America, but one of the things that I love is how it has historically been seen as a place of hope and fresh starts and new beginnings. Like no matter where you are in life or where you've come from, there's this idea that you can start anew in America, build yourself up from nothing. Now, I don't feel that that's generally the case, but this book, it really showcases all of the American ideals. That just made me very proud while I was reading. And then I got knocked back into the real world and I was not so proud. The Loch Ness Monster. Pick a book with an intriguing mystery. Dangerous Girls by Abigail Haas is one of my favorite mysteries I have ever read. I cannot recommend this book enough. It's a murder mystery based on the real life Amanda Knox and Natalie Holloway incidents. It's about a group of rich high school friends who go on this trip to Aruba, and then one of them is found stabbed several times in her room. I never suspected the killer. I never figured it out. I never put all the pieces together. And that's what I love about a mystery, if it can keep me guessing until the end. And that's exactly what this did. It's so freaking good. Castles! Pick your favorite historical fiction book. This is so obvious, I really don't need to answer it. And I've actually covered all the books up. My answer is, of course, the Bronze Horseman series. But for the sake of saying something different for a change, I would go with The Book Thief by Markus Zusak, and I actually really don't care for the writing style of this book, but I love the story itself and the characters. It's a World War II story, which I love. Rain! Because it's a wee bit rainy in Scotland. For this one, you pick a book that made you cry. Everything makes me cry. Happy, sad, sentimental, tears. So I'm going with the book that made me cry hardest and longest. Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. I started to cry when Katniss is talking to Buttercup and continued to cry for 3 days. The avalanche of feels would just not stop coming. Accent. I was gonna try and give you a little taste of my Scottish accent, but it's terrible. Cannot master the Scottish accent. It eludes me. For this topic, pick a book that takes place in a foreign country. Just One Day by Gayle Forman. It's a really fun travel kind of story, but I actually hated the way this book ended. And there's a second book. I thought that the second book would continue the story, but no, it only tells the same story from the guy's point of view. That was upsetting. Ginger Hair. Pick a book that stands out from the rest. Since this is the final question of the Scottish tag, I'm going to have to bust out Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. This most definitely stands out from the pack because of its sheer size, but also the amount of research that went into this series it's staggering. And not to mention the simple fact that this is set in Scotland, which not many books are. I love this book. It's squishy. That is it for the Scottish book tag. Jamie and I thank you very much for joining us today. And thank you again to Kirsten. I always mess that name up. Like, what? Kirsten. Thank you for creating this wonderful book tag. I'm so bad at like actually tagging specific people, but just spread the love. If you're interested, do it. Go for it. Have fun. Scotland is the best. I'll see you soon. This would work a whole lot better if I had autofocus on my camera. Oh my god, those books killed me. That was my workout for the week.